over the last, and this, it's not necessarily new, an event to be put on. It's more of we're seeing probably more schools doing this from time to time, but Pentwater Public Schools, one of those that has really embraced the Veterans Day programs. You were planning, Maggie and Kelly, to have that assembly yesterday with a breakfast, but with that snowstorm, well, it got pushed off to today. And it sounds like you are more than ready from preparation standpoint. So Maggie and Kelly, thanks for joining us. Kelly is one of the teachers there at Pentwater Public Schools, and then Maggie, the president of the student council. Let's start with Kelly just for a moment, if you don't mind. You're leading this group of students to honor veterans this morning. That has to be, from an educator standpoint, a cool honor to have on your shoulder, right?
Very much so.
Yeah.
One of my favorite assemblies of the year.
Is it really? Take us through the reasoning why, if you don't mind, just for a few minutes.
For me, when I started here 9 years ago, I thought it was really, really cool that we did that for the veterans. And then I found out actually this year that it's been going on for over 20 years.
Yeah.
But for a very personal reason, both my grandfathers were veterans, and they would both be proud that I made sure that this continued, and we would want to put the best show on for them.
That's great to hear. And for Maggie, obviously you were in school 20 years ago, but you're leading the effort this year with the other students. How do you feel about putting on these events, and what do you think it means to the veterans out there?
I think it's really important to be able to show the pride and be able to represent the veterans for how much they gave for our country. So even though it's only one day, it's still really important.
Yeah, and we're always reminded, and this is that when we do see a veteran, we usually thank them for their service. And so, even though yesterday Veterans Day kind of overlapped in today, it is really a regular event when we do talk to veterans. And from the Pentwater Public School standpoint, you get a chance to gather these veterans in one spot and show them that appreciation. And Maggie, what does that look like today? I know you have a breakfast planned for them, but what other events and activities are planned for today?
We start out with a little assembly that includes poems, musical selections. We try to include the elementary making cards, and the kindergartners will say a pledge. And we just kind of include everybody in the school system to help represent the veterans.
That's a great idea. Why was that important to you? Was there some reasoning, or did it not happen in the past and you thought, okay, this makes sense, or has it been that tradition at Pentwater?
It's always been the tradition that we do a Veterans Day assembly.
And the poems, I like that. Let's break that down a little bit. You've got some poems, you have some musical selections. Did you gather poems from different classes? Did students just think, okay, hey, I want to do something? What was that process like?
This year we have a whole new selection of poems. So we went through and we were like, okay, we've had these for a very long time. Let's retire them and bring in some new ones so that we can get in some new poems.
That's pretty awesome.
The same thing.
Now, were you a part of it in previous years, or is this your first year?
Yes. I've been in student council my entire high school career. I'm a junior this year, and this year I am the president.
And when you, so let's go back to last year, because in about 40 minutes or so, you're going to be welcoming the veterans coming in today. Mm-hmm. When you're reading the poems, what do you think the veterans, how do they feel when hearing that from the students? What's your thoughts in that impact?
I think that it makes them kind of happy that they can finally see like some younger generations giving forward to them for their sacrifices and services.
Absolutely. Kelly, what's your thoughts on that? When the students are reading the poems, their thoughts, the veterans, any feedback that you usually get from them?
Sorry. I usually get thanked because I take a lot of the RSVPs, which aren't necessary, but it does help us get a count for breakfast. But I usually get thanked because of how special it makes them feel, because we are taking our time and the kids are learning the poems. The littles are learning songs, and it's just a nice day.
Yeah. What has that prep been, that lead up to today's event been like? What did it look like inside Pentwater?
Weekly meetings,
Okay.
sometimes more than once a week during lunch. She and I did a lot of work beforehand looking at the poems, and we basically started preparing for Veterans Day as soon as school started,
Wow.
so in September,
Yeah.
just to try and figure everything out on. And then student council members themselves are the ones who are responsible for reading the poems, the primary poems. We do sometimes get younger grades involved, but they are the primary ones. And then it's coordinating with all of the other teachers.
Well, and it says a lot about, starting so early in the school year, how important of an event this is for the school and for those that are going to be attending today. Um, Maggie, what's been the best part about it? What's been maybe a fun moment, or maybe there's a challenging moment? But let's start with the fun part of it. Anything stand out for you?
I think that this year we were really well organized and we knew going in what our game plan was. So I think that definitely helped with it was not last minute. We got to sit down, work out all the details, and get it done in like a timely manner.
That's great. Yeah. And you've got a speech that you are going to be reciting today. Take us through a little bit of that. You don't have to do the speech because we don't want that out of the bag. We want them to experience that. But what's your speech like?
I have the opening speech, so I welcome the veterans, and I have a new poem that I thought was really, really amazing from a local Pentwater.
Yeah, we got it sent to us from a community member.
Community
Oh,
member.
very
So
okay.
it was
Yeah.
written by another high schooler that we thought was really, really interesting.
Well, that's pretty awesome. That's probably going to be an honor for that person that wrote that too, for you to be reciting it today. You have some musical selections too. Take us through that. Give us a little bit of background there.
So we have the high school band that will be performing the national anthem and another selected piece.
And actually, the middle school joins the high school.
Yes,
Okay.
the middle school joins the high school to create one big band. We have the elementary singing a band or a song performed with our 5th grade teacher, Miss Miller, who plays the piano.
Okay.
And then we have another band coming in this year who is a retired teacher and a current teacher here at Pentwater, and they will be performing another song.
This sounds like a really great event. You both must be super proud of from the organizational standpoint of it, and being able to now bring it to these veterans here in just a short while. For both of you, Kelly, we'll start with you before we wrap up because I know you got to get to the assembly here in just a few minutes. But at the end of the assembly, because there's breakfast that you're serving that I would love for you to elaborate on. At the end of this event, what's your hope that the veterans will take away from this, in particular with the connection with Pentwater Public Schools?
Just our appreciation, and that it really is an honor to get to show our appreciation, and that I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And it really is a special thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Maggie, what's your thoughts?
I think it really shows how much they are appreciated, because every day or every time that one walks in, they're always like, "Thank you for doing this."
That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You have a breakfast for those veterans today, just after the assembly or while it's going on. Take us through that timeline, if you don't mind.
So after the assembly, we welcome them into the cafeteria where they will go through our lunch line, and our cafeteria staff will serve them, and then they sit down, and we kind of sit down and mingle and ask them, like, how did we do? Did you enjoy the assembly? How was your breakfast? And then we go through and we eat with them.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
You did that last year, Maggie. Was that where you had a chance to maybe share some stories or get to know some of the veterans? That has to be a pretty cool moment.
Mhm.
Well, that's pretty neat what you're doing, and anything that we missed talking about, other than for those that are listening right now that are veterans that still want to attend today. It starts at 8:30, so there's a short
Mhm.
window there. But you know what? We don't want to miss any veteran from being a part of an event like this. But any other details that we missed that each of you want to share with our listeners and viewers before we wrap up today?
It's not just the veterans. A lot of them bring a family member too,
Okay,
because they also supported them
that's great.
during or after their service. So we want to
Um,
honor them too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as you know, when a veteran is deployed or traveling around or with their family, they're moving, from state to state, country to country. So that's great that you do this. Maggie, I'll leave the last words to you if you want. Anything that you want to share or an invite to the veterans that are listening or viewing right now.
We just thank you for your service because it means so much and it can be difficult at times, especially for their spouses or their family members at home.
Yeah, good point there.
Mhm.
Well, we are proud of both of you for doing this and putting this event on, and all the other students that are part of this, from the poems to the musical selections, the performances, from the lunch team as well. This early in the morning to do that, and we appreciate you continuing to keep this tradition alive for 20 years. That's pretty powerful. So, it sounds like you got to go for sure. From the announcement. And we thank you so much, and have a great event today, okay?
You too.